Hey everybody, welcome to toolsofenergyprotection.com, and I am Deanna, your hostess tonight. And I'd like to welcome you to March 31st, 2022. What an amazing time to be alive, awake, and aware. So tonight I'm going to be addressing empaths, star seeds, and highly sensitive people. If you enjoy the video, please click like or share so we can get the word out to as many people as possible. So for those of you that understand what energy shifts are, you know that's when Schumann's frequency or the heartbeat of the earth shifts. And because the heartbeat of the earth is at the same hertz as our physical human heartbeat, when it shifts, we shift. And so what you're going to see is a lot of different emotions or energy in motion for those of us that are ascending, for those of us that our consciousness is becoming shifted to a higher level of one of peace and joy and less strife as we go from the third dimension into the fifth dimension. So I had a few people asking me questions. They said, you know, they've told me different things and shared with me different things. And so tonight I thought it was important to come on and share with you what I have been seeing and help you with some of these emotional struggles. So the first emotion that I've been seeing with the shifts is people are struggling with working through core beliefs. They're struggling with working through core disbeliefs and pains. Well, what that means is that for a long time on this planet, we have been taught by culture and society, especially here where I am in America, that different people had different roles. And if you believed in those roles, well, then you would carry them out. If you didn't believe in those roles, you were often pressured by society to carry them out. And that the roles go across all different systems. You can think to yourself about archetypes or mythology, and you can see the different patterns of beliefs over time that people have had. You know, what you can say, what you can do, what kind of power that you have. And these beliefs have caused a lot of limiting possibilities for many of us for years, and especially those of us that are sensitives. Sensitives often have been told that their spiritual gifts are bad or wrong. And I'm here to tell you that they couldn't have been more incorrect. So I encourage you to shed your beliefs, to know that if you are a Christian, if you consider yourself Christian, but you also have spiritual beliefs, I would like for you to know that a lot of metaphysics and beliefs are founded in the canonized book called the Bible. Yes, in the Old and New Testament, there's many examples of people using metaphysics, using their sensitivities, using their gifts. In fact, some of the gifts are listed in the New Testament. And those gifts are now being called out by God's spirit or source, and the energy shift that you're feeling on this planet, the vibrational frequencies you're feeling on this planet are supporting those shifts. So many of you have been questioning anything from a personal, long-held belief to a belief society fed you to stuff that's locked up in your own head that you didn't even recognize. And all of a sudden, spirit, or perhaps your spirit guides, are saying, hey, you know, this really doesn't serve you. You might want to look at it again, and make sure you do when they tell you, because if you don't, they're going to come back over and over and over again until you get it right, because they're attempting to help you to ascend and to take off the weight. Shed the emotional weight. That's what we're going through. All right. The second emotion going on during these energy shifts is feeling like all the work that you have done over the past few years to shield and protect your energy is not working. If you're on this broadcast tonight and you feel like you've had your shields up in place and you've done your work to make sure those energetic shields are in place and it's not working for you, Can you give me a thumbs up and let me know that you relate to this? Because I've had so many folks reach out and they're saying, I have put shields in place. I've done things to protect my energy in the past, and it's always worked up until now. Well, that's because the frequencies on this planet are shifting faster than you're changing or shielding. So you're going to begin to feel it or have things get in that you didn't before. That's why. All right, the next point of emotions that are happening right now because of these energy shifts, because of the heartbeat on the earth, is we are looking for a direction, the right direction to help you through this emotional and spiritual upheaval. I've got so many of my clients that have been telling me, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. And they're just kind of putting out the whack-a-mole approach, attempting to find the right direction during these times. How many of you out there are like, I don't know where to go next. I don't know what to do. And I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm patching that together and it kind of works. But you really would like to have a whole complete picture and have all your tools in one bucket and be able to utilize them as needed. If that's you, can you give me a thumbs up or a smiley face? Because that, even if you're watching the recording or you're watching this on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, please let me know. Because ladies and gentlemen, these energy shifts are hitting us left and right. And if you don't know the right direction to help you through these spiritual and emotional upheavals, you're going to find yourself lost. Which leads to my next point about one of the other emotions that's popping up because of these energy shifts is feeling isolated. And if you feel isolated, that leads to self-doubt and anxiety. How many of you's anxiety has been through the roof? Can you give me a thumbs up or a frowny face? It seems like things are going so quickly and you put things on the calendar and they're coming up, and before you know it, they're up on you and you don't know what to do because everything else is too overwhelming. And there's a lot of self-doubt, am I not good enough to get through this time? Or, maybe I can't, make it through these tough economic shifts. There's a lot of self-doubt. God, Spirit, or Source loves you. And when you head on that right path and that right direction, you are loved, you are valued, and you are supported. And there is no doubt that you will make it as far as you desire to go. Can I get a hoot hoot? Or a thumbs up or a smiley face? I don't see any of them on my monitor right now, so I'm wondering, is everybody watching the Avs game? I know they're playing tonight. Maybe you'll watch it on the replay and let me know. All right, so the next, let's see here, the next reason or the next emotion that you're going to see during these times is you're going to see feeling isolated. That's the next emotion that these energy shifts are going to bring up, is feeling isolated and having that self-doubt. We talked about that. And then the next one is feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, burned out, and wanting to go home. My star seeds out there, you know exactly what I mean. We came to this planet because we came on a mission to help during this time, during the Ascension. We thought it wouldn't be this tough. And now we're feeling it. We don't feel like we want to be here. We want to check out. We want to go home. But we know we're not suicidal. We know we have a mission, and we're feeling like we're drowning. Is that you? Do you feel exhausted and overwhelmed and burned out and you just want to give up? Please reach out to me if that's the case. Today on my toolsofenergyprotection.com, I did put a place for you to send me a message if that's you. Let's get you some help. So that's basically what I was coming to talk about tonight. I wanted you all to know that these energy shifts aren't easy. These energy shifts are not for the faint of heart, but there is help. And once you have that help and you embrace it and move forward, then everything will get better, because you can't see what you don't know, and you've got blind spots. But developing these spiritual gifts and moving forward in an organized fashion, one step after the other, you will feel stronger and stronger and stronger, and you won't want to go home anymore. You'll be like, woohoo, this is awesome and amazing, and what is coming next? So, the opposite of feeling isolated is feeling like you belong to a community. And there's a lot of other empaths out there that are feeling just the way that you are. And they've taken time to reach out and contact me, and they've become members of our academy, of our Spiritual Awakening Academy, and they're getting to know one another. They're building friendships, and they're building relationships, and they're strengthening one another, sword sharpening sword. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, you can private message me if you're here on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, go over to toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on the post, excuse me, for 5/31/2022, and there'll be a place for you to enter your information, and I'll reach out to you. So sorry about that. That's all for tonight. If you're just getting on, hit replay. It'll take you to the beginning of the video, and you'll be able to join me there. So anyways, as always, big hugs and kisses, and I'll see you here, Terrific Tuesday, next week.